Hello! Tonight in this episode of School Belong You, we'll look at graduations, schools in the remotest parts of the country, and much more. But first, let's take a look at some youth programs which will help young people develop intellectually and spiritually.
Garu is a large residential suburb to the north of Port Moresby, the capital city of Papua New Guinea. The Garu sector comprises of two Baha'i families, the Ugaya family and the Homerang family. These families work together to sustain and coordinate the community building program in their sector as spiritual obligations for the betterment of the society. The Baha'i faith is an independent world religion, with more than 5 million adherents residing in over 124,000 localities established in 204 countries across the planet. The spiritual principles of the Baha'i faith affirm its overall purpose to bring about the oneness of humanity. In cooperation with these same principles, Baha'is also believe that there is only one creator and that the spiritual truth of all religion is the same. From a Baha'i perspective, the Baha'i faith is the most recent of the world's great religions. It forms the next link in a chain of important divine teachings, a progressive revelation that places Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith, as the messenger of God for this age. As children are the future of the community, their spiritual education is viewed by Baha'is as the most important and meritorious of services. In light of this, the Baha'i community, consisting of the two families of Ugaya and Homerang of Garu sector, offered children's classes early at the residential area and later moved to Goroka settlement, a 2 minutes walk from their home, so that the classes may be available to as many children as possible. The writings of the Baha'i faith affirm that spiritual education is at the heart of an educational process that leads to the elevation and transformation of the human spirit. A Christian pastor from Goroka settlement Foursquare Church told School Belong You that spiritual education being conducted by Baha'i friends to the children and junior youth of Goroka settlement is like a prayer answered for him and a blessing to the community.
This kind program been stopped. But time we come in here, we come in March 2014. Now we look in, we got need and stuff. So the beginning must educate in school. All by education in Salo talk logo too. So time to play side one time only balance. Maybe also growth all by all right tomorrow because all beginning by building country. But I'm looking this like a problem no me start law. Okay, come up one plus cell group. And start law give him a lot too. Na mixing all some Sunday school. Na time walk long walk stop. They play up in our blood one. All bratana so second come. Now only helping me neglect so me how much na me thanking God. Na me looking all beginning start law harem talk.
Each child is unique, endowed by God with specific talents and faculties. The purpose of the classes is to assist children to acquire spiritual qualities and an upright character, revealing those gems latent within them. Lessons include various modes of learning, memorization of quotations, storytelling, games, songs, and art.
God, my heart, my desire. O Son of Spirit, my first country, these forces are pure, kindly, and radiant heart.
Children should be instructed using an attitude of love and understanding, guiding their behavior in order to create a joyful and disciplined learning environment, respecting the nobility of the children.
Thank you.
Allow name Blumi M. Glenty James, Mrs. Goroka Block States 1.
1.
1 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 2 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 3 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 4 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 5 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 6 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 7 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 8 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 9 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 10 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 11 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 12 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 13 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 14 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 15 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. 16 May I must look at Matanis la class time liliket. because me lily get me like good plant in nice something. Me go big plan me ba look out the community for me. Me I didn't blame all something is la class me plan favorite activity blue me writing. Me pasa learning block class me pasa writing draw me pasa kalam pasa play me pasa playing guitar me pasa sing.
Junior youth classes help youth ages 11 to 14 develop their spiritual and intellectual capacities. The classes combine learning with service, teaching youth to put spiritual principles into practice in their lives. The curriculum helps them to enhance their spiritual perception and make sound moral decisions.
Sampai bumpa sa go school, sampai stop laus play na natin kisi bagaral kam laus. Bumpa no sare to kumapa bumpa. Now teacher bumpa kana kalain mi plan te good kasanti na mama master teacher bumpa.
So teacher so kalain plan better thank you so. First mi start plan better na ni good kasantin. Pesa prepare around make something for life plan pesa kam start. Gona mo so teacher kam kalain ni plan to kumpa no stabi siari to reading book. Nampesa no right na. Sampai pikirin ni mo so go round natin. Go still santi na mato sa kam go no swam sila kan santi na sana. Now come learning piano cleaner, do something I'm making.
The book I'm currently learning is thinking about numbers. Well, it's a very good book that I see. It's really inspiring. Also, it helps me with my studies and my spiritual side. For my studies, like last year in grade 8, I didn't know how to read fluently, but when I go through that book, like I can read fluently now. And also with my spiritual side, like I never pray every day before I wake up, but now it teaches me to pray and know about God.
Youth at this age are at an important part of their lives, where they will be making decisions and forming habits that will have a great deal of influence on their character as they grow older. Junior youth classes help them to understand how they can develop a sound character through spiritual understanding and upright conduct. The philosophy behind the classes assumes that youth at this age have great potential and that even at a young age they can make a valuable contribution to the betterment of the world. Junior youth classes help them to achieve this potential.
The junior youth program offers courses, maths, English, and so far I have covered 3 books already. Now thinking about numbers is the one which I'm about to complete. I learn educationally and spiritually about this book. Educationally, I did my grade 12 last year, but I didn't know some words like tranquility, eloquence, and noble, but now I know them and even their meanings as well. Spiritually, I learned prayers and quotations, and now I know when to say the prayers, like before eating, before sleeping. I know how to pray before eating and sleeping, and it helped develop my mindset and widen my thinking capacity, and I developed intellectually. By going to junior class, we did a service project here around this block, Goroka block, with the help of the study circle, the junior youths, and also the parents and guardians of this block, because they said that it was the first time they see such activities taking place here, so they helped us. We did this project after we covered this book here, Process of Confirmation, and this book is about, it's a story of a girl named Musonda, how she provides service to her village people, like providing first aid and taking care of the small children.
Special training through Rui Institute process, a study circle, helps teachers, tutors, and animators to increase their understanding of the Baha'i principles on education to conduct the classes with love and discipline. Study circles are a series of courses designed to help individuals create a conscious basis of a life of service to humanity and to find practical applications of spiritual principles. They are usually conducted in small groups with one individual serving as a tutor to facilitate the learning process.
Mi amas lo tupla teacher blo mi Hilda na geba. Swane something miss a foul but was mi plus a stop one them na discuss well plus a me nasum mi ati osem bami kama teacher bien mi pinisi dislabo. Samimba elvi oligli pikinini na wo.
This young Baha'i couple, Mr. Jamal Ugaya and Mrs. Hilda Ugaya, along with Jamal's little sister Hamaka Ugaya, received the full support of their loving parents, Mr. Erma Ugaya and his wife, Mrs. Ugaya. These family have contributed to the spiritual education of these junior youth and children through the various classes they conduct. Mr. Jamal Ugaya and his wife, Mrs. Hilda Ugaya, emphasized on how the classes started, and these activities brought changes to the children's behavior and the community at large.
There was one afternoon, small groups of small children's classes, they all walk about Quran. Hilda, I'm looking all afternoon, and then I'm asking all whether they're gonna come in, because we have this children's class running. We plus short lol picking and then we saw them walking past our house, and it was like an opportunity that, because they were all walk about like Lola without or just doing something that, you know, all run like Lola. So we play kissing all, Caramel come into the house, then we play running children's class with only 5 of them actually. So and then we play running children's class, and they all looking awesome. It was very awesome, joyful. So they went back home and all talk. They will come back with the more other one picking. So they went, and then on Saturday, the next Saturday, we play stop them all come at them group.
One of the big change occurred after joining this class, especially children's classes. Before, almost stop clean, almost cleaning house all, almost washing clothes all. After all finishing this class, now also washing clothes all. Now also sleep kirap, also cleaning house all. And one of the big changes that occurred within all. Before, almost saying pray, but now also reciting more pray.
Developing the moral capacities in the children is of fundamental importance, not only to their own future happiness, but to the service and advancement of the entire human race.
Welcome back to School Belong You. Similar to other schools located in the remotest parts of the country, which are lacking in sufficient educational development, locals at Simbus Gambok district have expressed concern regarding the current state of their primary school. Have a look.
Gambok Primary School is a remote primary school in the Chimbu province, and is calling on authorities to step in and assist the school with its ailing facilities. Over 400 students enrolled in the school this year, and they're using facilities that have been left to deteriorate over the many years. Martin Kawage, a concerned local, told School Belong Yumi that authorities need to step in to assist the school in order for them to achieve quality basic education for the students. The school, built in the 1960s, has not received any proper funding to date to restore the deprived infrastructure such as classrooms, desks, library, a science lab, and even teachers' houses. Mr. Kawage said that he is in Port Moresby to submit project proposals to leaders of the province and further to make awareness of the school, which currently serves more than 400 school children from elementary right up to grade 8 in the district.
I may be visually impaired or I may be visually disabled, but the needs are the same. The concerns are the same. I'm trying to contribute towards the development of the nation.
Mr. Kawage said the school is also looking at securing materials and better resources to help students that have special needs and provide quality inclusive education as well. The district of Gembok has a population of over 20,000 plus people, and the number of children to have access to quality basic education has increased at the same time, and therefore has put the strain on the education sector in the district as well.
What I'm doing is to enhance the quality education or the quality health services so that our people's lives are improved in the rural communities. Are they Papuan Indians? Yes, they are. We have the responsibility to help them. We need to help them, regardless of what the borders are. We have to become the agent for change. So I took it on myself to help our people so that they will continue to benefit from the improved health services and improved educational services so that we enhance the quality of government services in the community.
The future of the children of Gembok Primary School is in line with the national government's Vision 2050 for all children in the country to have access to quality, universal basic education.
You're with School Belong You. Up next, we take a look at the new arrivals of equipment which will support EquiTV, the project that produces daily TV model lessons for mathematics and science and distributes them to primary schools in Papua New Guinea through MTV. The Department of Education is aiming to improve the standard of education in the country by taking it to a whole new level with EquiTV. Since May of 2012, the department has been working in partnership with the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) to extend its existing EquiTV project to primary schools nationwide. With the successful completion of the production equipment being installed at the WordStrip Demonstration Primary School and also at the National Education Media Center on the 21st of this month in Port Moresby, schools can now benefit from these developments. Aligning with the Department of Education's plan to implement the standards-based education system for elementary and junior primary levels next year, the equipment will support and benefit not only students and teachers, but also parents and the wider community as a whole. Education Secretary Dr. Michael Tapo says WordStrip Demonstration will be the first school in the country to have elementary to grade 12 next year. He says, being a model school and now with an improvised set of media equipment, the school can also become a high school but still maintain its school name as WordStrip Demonstration Primary School.
Next year, when we talk about standards-based education, e-learning and information communicated from the regarding school curriculum, about the way teachers teach and about how students learn will be done through this kind of the technology through video instruction. So what you see here is evidence of what's already happening in government policy, and it's in WordStrip, you don't know where it is, WordStrip Demonstration School.
The new equipment, including cameras, storage and editing equipment, are of top quality. The equipment manufactured by Japan's Sony company cost around 1.8 million kina. Chief Representative of JICA in PNG, Shigeru Sugiyama, emphasized that although the equipment costs are quite a lot, they will enhance quality education in Papua New Guinea schools.
On behalf of Japan International Cooperation Agency, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude for this event. Actually, we really wanted to be here to make sure that equipment was properly installed and also ready for use. We have a big wish about this improvement, not just because existing equipment, actually are faced with, lifetime issue, but also we wanted to see the actually improvement of the EquiTV program in terms of the quantity and in terms of the quality.
At the moment, the technical staff at the National Media Center is undergoing training from the Sony technicians. The official handover of the equipment from the Japanese government to the Education Department will take place on the 5th of next month.
Secretary for Education Dr. Michael Tapo is appealing to the civil society to provide their views on issues that should be addressed in the proposed amended Education Act 1983. This significant review is envisioning the future, hence it is interconnected to other laws.
You're watching School Belong You. We'll now take you to a province which is famous for hosting its annual cultural show, where you will see how the Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea has been supporting schools in that particular province's isolated but beautiful Mulbaya district.
Western Highlands Province covers the Baya River Valley in Mulbaya district. The local level governments here are Baya, Lumusa, and Mul, represented by the electorate MP Koitrape. In 1948, Christian missionaries from Australia arrived and settled in the Baya River Valley. The early missionaries of the Australian Baptist Missionary Society were readily accepted as vital to the growth of the Christian church network. The Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea and its development partners, the Australian government through Baptist World Aid Australia and the Church Partnership Program, continue their community programs through a number of social services. Education is one of these services. Baya is a very remote and isolated area with not much implementation of government services. The Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea took the initiative to give the children of Baya an education in a more conducive learning environment. The Baptist Union has helped tremendously with the establishment of schools in Baya, upholding Christian principles and implementing these with the outcome-based education curriculum taught to the students. Quinkia Baptist Primary School in the beautiful Baya Valley was one of the 3 primary schools that School Belong You visited. During the visit, the tuition fee-free components were delivered from the Department of Education. Mr. Michael Kim, the board chairman of Quinkia Baptist Primary and Kumareta Baptist High School, gave his view on the commodity components.
TFF money coming to the school account now, and we play enough budget good now, buy more. But you play yet ready to have next come now. Some plan we plan cut finish now and now, and some plan by start nothing. Look all set. No school blow me cut finish some plan, also material. Money is supposed to come in the account of school straight, and now me plus using good. Now money blow me plus all Baptist unions look at it. Now me plus running school good.
Teaching in a remote area can be challenging. Mr. Sawa, a senior teacher from Morobe and Simbu provinces, discussed with School Belong You the personal strengths that are required to be a teacher at Quinkia Primary School.
Personal strengths in the classroom, especially the students, the kids, they like me because I'm open, I'm approachable, where kids, they approach me and things like that. I say stuff where they like, I am always motivative, I motivate them, and the students are happy to be in my class. And this has also helped me a lot in my teaching career. I see that if you're a motivated teacher, then the kids will love you. And that's the way you motivate them, and they will, whatever aim or goal they have in their lives, they will proceed and they will prosper in their near future.
Half an hour drive from Quinque Baptist Primary is Kumureta Primary School, another agency of the Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea. It has a total of 472 students and 14 teachers. Mr. Pate Mumu, the headmaster of Kumureta Primary School, who has been in the education department for 37 years, stressed the importance of helping students to flourish in the education system.
Discipline is the main thing at the moment, because so many have to be educated, because of this government of the day is pushing every student going into schools, and our classrooms are really filling up with students, and then in academic ways, and we can always assess them in each termly basis on the academic performance.
A walk away from Kumureta Primary School is Kumureta Baptist High School, the only existing high school in the Mulbaya district. It was established 3 years ago by the Baptist Union and is registered as a boarding school with the Department of Education. The school's establishment was funded by Prime Minister Peter O'Neill, electorate member Koi Trape, the Baptist Union and Oak Tree Foundation.
School Nubla School, our local MP Koi Trape, service plong community look. One the good plan member plong mibla making plenty development long electorate plong. But the school once stop one more time give him 2 million. Prime Minister plong Papua New Guinea Peter O'Neill been given 2 million mibla establish him school, and then member plong Mulbaya Koi Trape miet come in help him mibla. Now I'm planning building and working yet and stop yet. Committee finished some money, and principal belong school and been giving some plan belong school. Minister belong National Planning Minister Charles Idol too and come visiting school belong Mibla. Mibla been forwarding some project.
Since the establishment of the school, teachers and students have faced many challenges.
Their learning is a big concern, which means some of the teachers, they are not around. They left the school and they went because of for some facilities we don't have it, like metros and staff houses, other things that they face. Because this is a newly established school and most of the facilities they found in other schools it's not here, so they left, and because they left, the subject they were selected to teach, or they were entitled to teach, they left, and then we found it hard to replace teachers, because teachers is a big need in this country. So maybe I see that there is a big gap there. When the teachers left, the students were left alone, and we have a big problem. So when the other teachers want to take up this one, it's a teaching overload, which means I think that this is a big challenge for them.
Senior Subject Master Mr. Philip Gebara emphasized the number of teachers and students attending Kumureta Baptist High School.
Teachers coming to this school is a prerogative of the Provincial Education Board. Since we started off this year, we were given 12 teachers to this newly established school. 12 teachers from the posting, but then along the way 2 teachers left because of accommodation problem. So they went up. Now we have 10 teachers on the. Currently in grade 10 we have 124 boys and 60 girls, making 184 students. That's grade 10 students. And grade 9 students we have 216, 141 boys and 75 girls. That are up to about 400 students in this school this year.
Students attending the high school do not only come from the nearby communities in bio-rural local level government. Many come from the Mul and Lumusa local level governments, even as far as Hagen district. The high school's main concern is to have proper dormitories to accommodate both male and female students. 2 grade 9 students gave their views on the school facilities.
Every facilities that are distributed by the stakeholders is distributed equally, but because of some of the management problem, we have not have proper facilities because of the management problem.
Bayam plenty Sumatris, plenty of primary schools staff, or plenty binul coming. So there's no Sunday staff lane. I'm all right too, but if next year or plenty binul coming, then blah blah mega one. Where these things are limited, so we need some motor.
The students of Queen Care Baptist Primary School by next year will fit comfortably in a library to further develop their learning abilities. The building is now in its construction stage. Having access to a library, students of Kumureta Primary School are desperately in need of library books to improve their learning capacities. Kumureta Baptist High School is pleading for dormitories and a mess for the students to enjoy meals in, and a teacher's house is needed for the teachers of Kumureta Baptist High School.
Welcome back. We'll continue to look at schools in the Mulbaya district of Mount Hagen.
The Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea is the administrative body of Baptist education in Papua New Guinea, catering for the needs of elementary, primary, and high school students in the remote locations of the Western Highlands, Enga, and Sandon provinces. It is indeed a surprise for visitors visiting Baya to see well-structured classrooms and buildings in this remote part of Western Highlands province. Sikisa Primary School in the beautiful Baya Valley is one of the agency schools of the Baptist Union with a total of 252 students and 9 teachers. The school is one of the outstanding primary schools in the Baya rural local level government in terms of infrastructure, dress code, and school environment. Not everybody takes education for granted. The locals of Baya told School Belong You that education is our life and priority. Since the introduction of free education, adults have taken the opportunity to comfortably fit into classroom to continue with their education at Sikisa Primary School. Daniel Pundat, 46 years old, is one of the adult students in grade 5. Daniel has the capacity to learn and is a very determined grade 5 student who is privileged to complete his primary education. Sikisa Primary School this year saw a total of 48 grade 8 students. Not everybody takes education for granted. The grade 8 students in Baya told School Belong You they had not completed education is our life and to fully equipped to sit since the introduction of free education. Parents and students have taken the opportunity to comfortably if the students classroom to continue with their education at Sikisa Primary School. In the event that they don't pass the maths examination, 46 years old, is one of the adult students in grade 5. Daniel has the capacity to learn and is a very determined grade 5 student who is privileged to complete his primary education. On the 24th of October this year, a concerned pastor parent of 2 grade 8 girls attending Sikisa Primary approached the Post Courier office in Mount Hagen and expressed his concern regarding the grade 8 examinations, the school's maths teacher and headmaster, and the Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea. Although the grade 8 students had already sat for the exam, the published newspaper article of 24th October had created an obstacle between the parents, the school headmaster, and the Baptist Union of Papua New Guinea. A roundtable discussion was facilitated to unite the pastor parent, the maths teacher, and also headmaster, the school board, Baptist Union, and several community representatives. Through consultation and negotiation, the conflict was resolved, resulting in a win-win situation.
Parents long grade 8 student, me ask him Tupla Smartin, she attended Siksa Primary School. Long by Ibla Wogim exam or right long this coming exam grade 8. Na Tupla it was all Narbla subject okay, but law mathematics and by meeting Tupla was a Tupla thing by in an abogum good. Now why me ask him? That was on Monday. Why me ask him now? And then Tupla was maths teacher Emino been teaching me blah for that period of time where me blah been stopped long. In the beginning yes, but for 1 month I think on February, but March, April, May, June, come October I'm not teaching me blah.
Mr. John Kiakawa, the headmaster and maths teacher of Sikisa Primary, emphasized the ineffective channel of communication that had existed between the school board and the parents.
All supervisory structures, where me come along and me have staff underneath the whole board. So all boards of staff long and also come underneath law, in a Baptist agency, and we blog it as a command. Being all teachers, all staff underneath law me. So suppose in being got one plus failure long school as all teachers below me absent because me at Misa Kissing Mets. So suppose one plus teachers below me say Kissing Mets, suppose I'm not being Kissing Mets long. School failure by time long me because me that's supervisor. Suppose me not being Kissing Mets failure staff on them we say. Because we said them supervisor below.
As the board chairman of Sikisa Primary was not available, his deputy, Mr. Tom, drew attention to the letter the grade 8 students had petitioned the board with prior to sitting their exams. Mr. Pepper Bala, a Baptist Union education officer, discussed the union's role in decision-making processes regarding education issues.
We, Baptist we are not the decision makers. So we don't make any decisions on any, especially like the repeating or such cases like that. We only provide the services to our agencies. When there's something that we need a decision to make, we provide information to the Provincial Education Board, through the Provincial Education Board to the National Education Department.
Mr. Y, a senior teacher, told School Belong You the effectiveness of students' learning capacity when a teacher is inside the classroom.
Look to me in this school, you go to student. Me too is a teaching child in the classroom. Our students behave towards the teaching room. I miss some social science one time. So time is a teach, miss a stop. This that time our students are cope up on the teaching room. Time minus a stop time. M was a little finish. Different attitude go on and now it change. So suppose you change and suppose you stop or guiding one the student. It's the time I'm working or following instruction one is like walking.
Indeed, the roundtable consultation was a success, resulting in peace, smiles and embraces were exchanged. Miss Lisa Wee, a senior teacher, told School Belong You how grateful she was to have the issue discussed and resolved.
It's an honor and privilege to have you here in a school like Sikisa. I haven't seen such people coming here since I went to grade 1. After my graduation, 6-year-old fitting me looking black and stuff. So me, I must look at that. I'm like, I give credit to back to black. Okay, thank you. And then to the Baptist Union, me come here along 2008 after my graduation. First year me come teach here. Lo high blow me looking all get this building come up. I think credit also goes to the church and the agency. I hope that they're managing the money properly, and in that way the buildings are coming up. So I'm like giving credit to that. Okay, because governments are talking about paying school fee before the minister looking at buildings that you can see the changes in Quinquas. You can see the changes in the schools. That's because of the agency. They're looking after our money. Thank you.
Isolated schools in remote areas do not always have the specialist teachers needed to deliver some aspects of the outcome-based education curriculum. Students, teachers, school and agency boards and the community must make a collaborative effort and learn from one another to access professional learning. Children and young people need access to an inspiring and quality education that equips them to live in and contribute to our complex and globalized society. This is true for all children and young people, regardless of where they live.
Graduation days are one of those important days which students look forward to whilst approaching the end of every academic year. This month we bring to you highlights of the first secondary school to have studied a business development course that was rolled out by the Small Business Development Corporation.
De La Salle Secondary School are few kilometers outside Port Moresby, so over 30 of the students graduate in basic business skills. The business training enabled the students to receive certificate and was part of the Small Business Development Corporation NOAA business program that is being rolled out in secondary and high schools across the country. The students have undergone training in the course for over 2 years since entering the school last year in grade 9, and were the first bulk of graduates from the school to be certified. The training is recognized and is in partnership with the International Labour Organization. Their school is one of the pilot schools in NCD and in the country to have the program graduate students in the course.
I say from the outset that Small Business Development Corporation, in partnership with the International Labour Organization, came up with a number of entrepreneurial training programs in the past. Much of those programs were tailored and targeted towards those that are out of school and a more mature audience. In 2005, I worked with the ILO. I started looking around for a program that can be incorporated into the school system. And having a passion for young people, and I myself being a teacher, I was determined to push this. We did have ILO technical officers attached to the Small Business Development Corporation, but many of them didn't come from a teaching background. They were more or less practical people out in the field, more to do with entrepreneur business training outside, but not focused on young people. So when I saw that, when I asked one of our technical advisors from South Africa, he said, there is a program out there, but it's not here in the country. So I said, I'd like to find out if there is a program specifically designed for young people, because that is where the future of this country lies. And if there is a program, I would like to know where this program is. So in 2005, I was able, the first person to go overseas to Italy, in Turin, and that is where this program was introduced. In fact, some of the pioneering countries were like Kenya and other African countries, and also countries in the Middle East and Southeast Asia. They have already picked up this program in the early 90s. We were a little bit late in that we only got it introduced in 2005.
The small and medium enterprise sector is the biggest employer in the country. Hence, more people should be appropriately trained to embrace the sector in the country. This was the message of Acting Managing Director for Small Business Development Corporation, Henry Marasembi, to the students that graduated. Mr. Marasembi said the KAB program that was launched in 2005 and incorporated into schools is now bearing fruit, having De La Salle Secondary, a pilot school in NCD, to have its first students graduate. Mr. Marasembi said that PNG is facing a school leaver time bomb, with nearly over 50,000 children having access to basic formal education. Only a fraction of them make it into tertiary institutions.
Main objectives of the KAB program is objective 1 is to create an enterprise culture in the country. And that we cannot do it successfully without the involvement of the Department of Education, because in terms of our reach, SPDC is not represented in all the provinces. So our first partner is the Department of Education. So we've gone back to the Department of Education and said, look, we are going to partner you in piloting this program. So as early as 2006 and 2007, we tried it out with some Tibet institutions, but later we also took it on to the general education. So the first aim of the program is to create an enterprise culture. For Papua New Guinea, it is a very big challenge. Many of our people not living in Port Moresby, but outside of Port Moresby, that's where bulk of people live. But also whilst in Port Moresby, many of us that went to school in the past, we haven't been given the opportunity to go through such an education that will prepare us to do something for ourselves later. So the first objective is to create an enterprise culture. And that is why, in terms of our education, it's good to have our standards officers here. I was really impressed when they set in for our TOT training at at Bluffing. And Mr. Dagemba said right through. And able to appreciate and say, yeah, these are the kind of programs, these are the kind of education that we must instill in our school system, so that we get our young people educated and also make them become aware of the challenges outside. Because the aim of education in the past, in the 70s and in the 80s, was to replace the former colonizers that were with us in the public service. The reality today is that that's not the case today. The challenge for all of us today is that young people that are going to school today, there is no guarantee that all of them are going to go through tertiary institutions. Not all of them are going to be employed. And that is why what we need in this country at the moment is relevant education. Education that is relevant so that our own young people can take this back into the community where they stay and use the education and the knowledge and the skills that they've acquired to help themselves. And that leads me to the second objective of KAB. And the second objective of KAB is to get our young people to consider self-employment as a career option. Because there is not enough jobs for everyone. That is why the second objective is to get our young people so that they start thinking about creating employment for themselves.
Business teacher and course facilitator of the program, Wapson Lara, said that the 30 grade students that graduated from SPDC's program were presented certificates. These certificates can now enable them to be recognized to borrow loans from commercial banks to venture into SMEs.
2013, I started KAB in term 3 last year, as it is scheduled in timetable or program by SBDC, Small Business Development Corporation. I started, I got our first supplies from SBDC, books for the students and the teachers, business studies teachers, and I launched obviously KAB in the school. There was some other problems in this school. This school is one of the pilot schools in the country of implementing KAB. But that implementation was not effective because there are some other factors that leads to non-implementation of KAB. One, in all schools, the pilot schools, there are TOT or trainer of trainees must be in pilot schools to carry out KAB. So at Dilase, they were teachers there to implement, but that did not happen. Well, there is a lack of implementation by that particular teacher. Or the other factor that I came across, even though that teacher can implement, but if there is no support from the school administration, that KAB cannot be implemented unless and until there is a support coming from the school administration to support the KAB to roll out.
Principal James Ume said the school will venture into projects such as poultry and inland fishing for the students to put into practice the business skills they have learned later in life. The program by SBDC has so far trained more than 200 teachers in schools nationwide and over 30,000 students since its inception in 2005.
Land available, not like the other schools in the city. We have land available, and we can go into crop production. Currently we have 1,000 bananas, and we can go into banana production. The course TSC, Mr. Lara has approached me to look after broiler chickens. I have given him the okay. At the moment he is working on a business plan on the project, because we really do not want to jump into the project without a business plan. So he is working on the business plan, and when he produces his report, we will either go into poultry production or egg production. He also has recently made arrangements with the fishery authorities for us to venture into fish pond business.
The program will roll out again for the next batch of grade 9 students entering into the school onwards. Dr. Tapo made this appeal in the light of the regional consultations that began in June this year and other intergovernment forums stipulating the significance of changing time and placing influencing policies and practices. So far, all the 4 regions of the country have been consulted. In addition, he said the preliminary consultation has been done with the Constitutional Law Reform Commission on the 2nd of September this year. The Secretary said areas the civil society can make comments on may include boards of management, boards of governors and governing council, free and compulsory education, boards of studies for elementary, primary, secondary, curriculum, language of instruction, structure of public service and administration at provincial and district levels, powers and authority of provincial education advisors, district administrators, and accountability must be clearly articulated. Teacher education, technical education, the 266 school system, which is the structure for elementary, primary and high schools. Furthermore, he said the remaining consultations will be held with the permitted schools, international education agencies and the churches in November. Meanwhile, the Secretary said the final consultation will be held for the appropriate government departments also in the month of November or December. Dr. Tapo has urged the public and those provinces consulted already to submit the views or queries to this email address.
Thank you for watching School Belong You. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the program, but before I go, you can log on to our website www.mtv.com.pg if you'd like to view the program once more. You can also contact the School Belong You team regarding any news and information about your school. For now, you have a blessed night and we'll see you next month. Good night.